All righty, getting ready to go live. We should be live any second right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Lightsaber Samurai here, back again with another live stream. And this time, this is just a test of my current live stream setup. If you guys hopped in on the last live stream, you know I was having some technical difficulties because of all of the craziness that was going on with the microphone and all that stuff, which I still have the microphone here. Eventually, I'm going to replace this mic because it's garbage. And yeah, so we'll get a better mic here. But like I said, anyway, just going to do the usual double check and listen to the audio back on the phone and make sure it's not terrible. And then I'm going to hit up a couple of people online. Okay, perfect. So my audio sounds pretty good. At least it does right now. Um, hopefully the internet looks like it's not doing too bad. Right now it is. Sorry, I'm extremely tired. It's late at night. It's like midnight for me. So, it is like 10 degrees or negative 10 degrees outside. So it's extremely cold. For those of you across the pond, that's like negative 23 degrees Celsius. Okay. So very, very cold outside. Let me know what the weather's like where you are. Honestly, it's probably pretty cold across, at least across the United States. Slump God is in the house. What's going on, my G? Welcome to the live stream. I'm just popping in for a second. Like I said, I got a new setup here, and so I'm just kind of testing out, seeing what it looks like, what it sounds like. I'm using the Elgato Cam Link, and so this is my first time streaming with a HDMI. And so usually I stream with USB, and the USB looks pretty good, but I can see the difference. The HDMI connection does look better. I'm streaming with this capture card. Sweet, yeah. I'm glad it sounds good. This microphone, I like this mic actually, and I like you can change the colors. So depending on what I got a little green splash in the background, so that's why I was rocking the green. But yeah, purple's one of my favorite colors, so I got that in here. Or I can just let it just change like this. But honestly, this microphone, what was this microphone? I think it was like 20 bucks or 30 bucks. It's that Vivitar one, the Vivitar Creator Series. You can find these at Walmart. And so I've been buying a bunch of cheap gear from Walmart, like streaming stuff. It's cool now because streaming is so prominent. Video is a tad bit laggy. Yeah, it might be. Now I'm plugged in. Usually I my connection is Wi-Fi, but I got the Ethernet port in today. I think it's honestly just the storm outside. I think it started snowing here again, and so like I said, between that and it being negative 10 degrees outside, yeah, nah, it's bad. I don't know. What are you guys looking at weather-wise? I know you're up north from me, so it might be a little worse there. Has it started snowing there yet? But so yeah, I see it here as I look at it on my phone. Yeah, it's definitely lagging a little bit, unfortunately. But like I said, hopefully that gets better in time when the weather gets nicer. Hopefully. Also, I plugged this Ethernet port in. I should have reset my router, but too late now. I don't want to interrupt the stream. I should have did that before we got started. No snow, like -7. So yeah, slightly warmer up there, whole 3 degrees warmer. So but yeah, nah, it's brutal. And it's supposed to be a little worse tomorrow in through Monday. So but if you're just joining us, Lightsaber Samurai here. I just hopped on real quick to test just the setup, and so I'm just kind of ironing some things out. I wish I could test this without going online so I don't make a fool of myself like I did last week when my cat jumped on my computer and muted my microphone, and then I was trying to switch like 50, 11 different mics and trying to find something that works. Like I said, this microphone, this is the Vivitar Creator Series mic from Walmart, and it sounds pretty good. It's just a USB plug and play mic. I also got this little Vivitar, this little stream board like mixer, and so This one is I probably won't be using this. I might take this to school. I might my kids, my students, my first hour students, we might play around with this, and they were playing around with the idea of like doing live content at the school, and so we've been slowly setting up a space for that. So I might use this for that, but it's funny because this is part of the same creator series as this microphone, but it doesn't have a USB connector. So with no USB, I can't even plug this microphone into the soundboard, which is stupid. It also doesn't have XLR hookups, and that's uh, going to be an issue when I get my XLR mic. And so I'll probably have to, I don't know. There's some other brands that I've been looking at that I'll have to use if I want to do that, but then I can add the sound effects and do all that little goofy stuff that people be doing. And I probably won't use that stuff a lot, but it might be nice here and there. So yeah. But anyway, like I said, if you're just joining us, I'm just checking out just testing the setup. What's everybody been playing lately? Let's talk about some games since that's what we do here on the channel. Like I said, I won't be on for a super long time because I'm already pretty tired. It is about midnight as of the taping of this, so yeah, it's definitely past my bedtime. But I wanted to say hi to you guys before I start school next week because my classes start on Tuesday. So hooray! But yeah, just checking in, seeing what everybody's up to. Check my playback right here. Set my phone there so I can monitor the playback. But like I said, just seeing what everybody's. Yeah, I see it lagging a little bit. Again, I apologize. The weather here is not great, so I think that that's a part of it. But yeah, no, actually, I've been going back through Fallout New Vegas, and I go through Fallout New Vegas like every year. Fallout New Vegas is one of my favorite games of all time. It's just like the perfect uh open world RPG in my opinion. I mean, Elder Scrolls with firearms. Like I said, as much as I like Elder Scrolls and I like a lot of the lore and the locations and the weapons and things like that, I just think the post-apocalyptic, nuclear wasteland, like I don't know, just that premise is so much better to me than the kind of like D&D style quest that we get with Elder Scrolls. But so yeah, no, that's what I've been going through. Actually, I played that a lot today and I got stuck. Like just I picked it up and just got caught up. And so I ended up playing that for like 4 hours today. I didn't do anything. I slept in and then played Fallout for 4 hours. And then I did a little bit of laundry. And that was it. And then I started setting up in here, ate dinner, all that stuff, came back, started setting up in here. And that's what we were up to. But anyway, like I said, just hopping in. What's everybody been playing out there? Again, I'm always going back to my Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is a great system to collect for, especially in 2024. Prices on the Xbox 360 are dirt cheap. And that's pretty much Microsoft in the nutshell. Microsoft is the best company to collect for if you want to expand your collection for the cheap. Because, I mean, whether it's the OG Xbox or the 360, or the Xbox One, most of the heavy hitters you can buy for $100 bill or less. That's all it takes. Almost any rare game on the console, you shell out $100 bill, you can pretty much have your pick of the litter. Whereas you got games on the PS2 like Kawan and Hunting Ground and Blood Will Tell and all of that are costing upwards to north of like $300 $400. So Video Game Lover 58 is in the house. What's going on? I just missed your stream. I hopped on and saw that you had got off like 20 minutes ago. I was like, dang, I had to look at YouTube and see what everybody's been doing. I haven't really been plugged in. So I'm trying to, like I said, I'm just online tonight. I'm testing my setup. Okay, I'll probably be streaming from here often. Honestly, I got another kind of setup that's over there where all my video game stuff is. This is kind of like my setup for my photography stuff. So if you watch my photography channel, this is probably the background you're going to see more often than not. And then on the adjacent side, I've got like a brick wall backdrop, so I might be using that often as well. But yeah, so yeah, this is more or less my photography YouTube angle, but I put Mario back there to kind of make it more, just to be on brand a little bit. But yeah, I'm just online tonight testing. I picked a terrible day to do this because the connection is awful because of the weather. So again, I apologize. Connection's been crazy. I see I'm lagging over here. I'm monitoring myself now. And so, like I said, I am plugged in with the Ethernet cable. And normally that would be all I need, but uh with the terrible weather, it's we still dealing with internet issues. We're dealing with power outages and all that kind of stuff. So the Savage is online. Hey, what's going on, Savage? Welcome to the stream. I'm just hopping on real quick to test the background and just kind of look at the angle. I've got my camera set up on the tripod. I'm just gonna leave this camera here. It's got a dummy battery plugged into the wall, so this camera will always have juice in it. Got my Sigma lens on it, and so yep, this microphone is plug and play, and so this will be a nice. My light is right here. I don't know if you can. If I move the camera here, you can see it. My light right there. And so yeah, we're just at the desk, and I'm gonna just keep it set up. And whenever I want to make some content, I can just sit down and do that. But usually I like to have a premise. I don't like to come on here and just freestyle. Usually I have some kind of theme that goes along with the stream. So, like I said, tonight I'm asking everybody what they've been playing today. Most of the United States is been affected by this winter vortex. It's been rolling from the northwest all the way through to the southeast. So it's pounding the Midwest right now. That's where I'm at, and I'm looking at -10 degrees uh, Fahrenheit. Which, like I said, if you're across the pond, that's equivalent to about 23 degrees below 0 Celsius. So yeah, it's cold, cold out here. So yeah, but anyway, just checking out, seeing what everybody's doing, what you've been playing. Like I said, I've been playing Fallout New Vegas because that's my favorite game in the Fallout series, and so I jump through that like every year at least once a year. So I would love there's not a game I would love to see a remaster more than that. And so actually, hey, there's our subject. Okay, always a good topic to talk about games that need a remaster. If you've been living under a rock, Fallout New Vegas takes place 200 years in the future, and it is after a nuclear apocalypse. And so you're a courier who's up to, deliver um, a package to New Vegas, formerly Las Vegas, and then you get shot in the head and robbed on the way. So now you're just trying to capture the people that robbed you. And of course, through that, you get caught up in all this political turmoil and war and all of that. And yeah, no, like I said, if there was one game that I would like to see a remaster on, it's Fallout New Vegas. Because Fallout New Vegas, in my opinion, is the quintessential RPG. Or at least it is for me. Again, Elder Scrolls is cool too, but I like firearms. So we be with the firearms out here. Oh, let me make sure this audio is down. Almost screwed up. I don't know if it's gonna let me do it with my poor internet connection, but I was gonna show you guys some play. Everybody in the stream has already played Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, yeah, I might be pushing it. Never mind, I take that back. So yeah. Yo, what's up, man? I'm just popping in for a bit. Yeah, man, I'm just popping in for a bit too. Again, I was just hopping on just to keep messing with the setup. This is the first time I usually I stream I use my camera like I'm doing now, but I usually stream via USB. This time I'm using HDMI. I just bought an Elgato Cam Link 4K, and so I've been checking out to see what the image wise, the image looks good. I'm very happy with the image I'm getting. I'm having some performance issues, I think, due to the weather. Like I said, I'm plugged in with the Ethernet port, and I bought like a 50-foot Ethernet port that I'm running all the way from upstairs downstairs where the router is and got it plugged in directly. But the weather is something awful outside right now. So and it sounds, I don't know if it's starting to snow, but I think that's what I'm hearing out there, so on top of that, but yeah, Kobo, appreciate you hopping in on the stream. Like I said, we're just talking about, what we've been playing. I've been playing Fallout New Vegas, definitely a game that I would love to see remastered. I wonder, I was talking to somebody about Armored Core the other day, and I still haven't played Fires of Rubicon yet. I kinda, like, wanna wait to play that on next gen system, like, the current gen systems. Um, but yeah, no, Armor Core games, I love the Armor Core games. I'm a huge fan of 4 Inch, Armor Core 4 Inch that came out on the 3, in particular, the 360 version of that game. That's my favorite in the series as of right now. Love the PlayStation 2 games. Armor Core 2 was really good. Silent Line was one of my favorites as well. So yeah, I'd like to see them go back and remaster those. I think that'd be pretty dope. So, but yeah, if you're just joining us, I'm just checking out my setup because I'm trying to get a setup going here to where I can just sit down whenever I want and just hit a few buttons and then we're on. Um, like I said, it's I'm gonna test it tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do like record a proper video tomorrow because I've been wanting to do that. Um, like I said, computers right here where I can just edit it up. I got my computers in my this camera is gonna stay here. Not gonna move this camera. I don't use my A6400 that much anymore. So I think it's good right here. It's gonna sit on the tripod. I got a good lens on it, and like I said, using this cam link, I think the video quality looks really good. Unfortunately, I've got a Sony camera and I'm using a Canon lens, so I've got no autofocus capabilities, but that's all right. I just have to deal with that. Eventually, I might switch. I don't know where I put my Canon at. Oh, it's right here. I might switch and put my 90D here on the sticks because this has fantastic autofocus. The Sony does too, and it would have good autofocuses if I was using a Sony lens, but I'm not. I might put this big guy on the sticks, but he's still my primary photo camera, especially if I'm getting paid to photograph something, then I'm using this guy. But yeah. So yeah, like I said, any of you guys, what's a game like a retro game that you guys would like to see a remaster? Like for me, definitely Fallout New Vegas. If Fallout New Vegas was remastered, I would play that game forever. I would never leave that game. It's like if they updated it and like I said, the gunplay in Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 was much improved over Fallout New Vegas. So I would love to see the updated gunplay um and just the graphics update. That's pretty much it. Don't do anything else. One of my biggest pet peeves with Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 are the weapon designs. Okay. Throughout all of the Fallout series prior, a lot of the weapons were based on actual real life weapons. And now they, in Fallout 4, they got those weird, like, it just has a weird aesthetic to all the weapons. Like, they're kind of goofy looking, honestly, for the most part. But so, yeah. But like I said, we're just in here hanging out, not talking about much. Uh, and then that, what else you guys got? Fallout, like I said, that one I would love to see. I like to see some Armored Core remastered. Let's see. I wouldn't mind playing through the Onimusha games again from Capcom. I wouldn't mind seeing those remastered. The Onimusha series, that's a series that just needs to come back in general. We haven't got one. Currently doing my playthrough of some older stuffs I never played, like Condemned Criminal Origins. Highly underrated. Yeah, I've got both of them, I think. Do I have those yet? Yeah, I thought I did. And maybe I do. If I do, they're not on my shelf. I forgot most of my games are packed away. I can't display everything like I did at my old setup when I had the basement because I can't put everything out at the same time. But yeah, Condemned, I think I do have both of those. One a game, a horror series I haven't played that I would like to play, and I own them, but it's the Suffering games on the Xbox. So the Suffering and then the Suffering Ties That Bind. Those always look like really like scary games to me. And so did Condemned. I remember Condemned, the original one was like an early 360 game. And I remember when the 360 came out, that was one of the games I was looking at that I was like, oh man, like that looks real. Like that looks really good. Like, and so that one and but I ended up grabbing Call of Duty 2 instead. But yeah. Condemned, that's you kind of got like limited weapons in that game, right? Like I don't think it's because it's like straight up like survival horror. I think it's played from a first person perspective. I remember seeing the gameplay like hitting the dude with the 2x4, and you can kind of like block attacks. So, but yeah, I'd like to check those out. I like to check out the Suffering too. Yeah, no, there's yeah. I like I said, I've got some pickups to show you guys, but I want to wait until the internet is better because I got a bunch of side footage to show you guys also. So, like I said, I want to do that one better. I was with my homeboy, Lord Zibalba. We were up in Kansas City. We went to that retro swap meet that was from early December, and I got footage from it, but I didn't get enough footage, so it's not quite enough to put into like a proper video like I did a couple of years ago when I went and Slump. You were there, and and that was cool because John Hancock, I got to meet him in person. Got to meet Steve, aka Mr. Rightway. Got to meet him at Zap Crystal, the Game Chasers, all of them. 16-bit. Uh, now I'm spacing the name. 16-bit Chris, spacing on the name. But like I said, it's late. It's way past my bedtime. Like I said, not working, teaching. Like I'm tired by like 9:30. It's crazy. And it's interesting because I'm trying to force myself to stay awake. So I'm like, oh, I can stay up, I can have fun, but I'm not having fun forcing myself to stay awake. So I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, no, that's I filmed like I said, I filmed some footage, but I spent a lot of times just grabbing games and then it just I don't know. I just didn't the venue was much bigger than the last time I went. So the last time I went, I bought everything I wanted to buy, and then I went back and filmed everything I wanted to film. And so, but I spent so much time like going around to make sure I got everything that I wanted to buy that it just took way too much time. So then I didn't have as much time to film everything I wanted to film before I had to dip out. And so I didn't get as much footage as I could have gotten. And so we'll live stream it and then I'll play clips from the footage that I captured and we'll do it like that. And I'll show you what I bought and all of that stuff. But since then. That was in December, but I've bought what like one game since then. So yeah, nah, it's interesting slowing down, and I don't feel as enthusiastic. I'll be honest, I don't feel as enthusiastic about video games as I normally do. I think I'm kind of like in a slump right now when it comes to that. And Fallout kind of bringing me back. I've been playing a lot of Fallout lately, but yeah, I'm kind of in a slump when it comes to video games. Like I'm not super enthusiastic. I'm not my as far as my collection goes, I feel like I got pretty much everything that I want for the most part. I'm still looking for games to replace the ones that got stolen, but other than that, like, I'm not out there every weekend like I used to be, like, on the hunt trying to see what I can find out there, and now I'm pretty satisfied with everything that I got right now as far as games go, so, I don't know. I feel like I actually might be coming to the end of my video game collecting, which is crazy to think about, but, with the way things have been going in the video game industry with current gen systems, with them, getting rid of physical media and all of that stuff, I never wanted to be in a video game industry that was all digital. So, like I said, I feel like I'm coming to the end of my collecting days, and so it happens to all of we don't think about it, but think about all those guys that were buying Atari 2600s in the early 2000s for like 200 bucks because that was what they grew up playing in the 80s. Most of them aren't still playing games. They're really not. Most of them are in their late 50s, mid 50s to late 50s. Most of them aren't really playing games like that. And I suspect that that's happening to me too. Like I got so much going on. The games are just so far in the back burner. And then like I'm super into photography. As of the last couple of years, I'm getting super passionate about that. It's crazy because I've been buying up a bunch of different cameras uh, from all different kinds that do, that I keep for different things. Like I like small compact cameras like this. I could just put in my pocket, and they got the retractable lens and all of that stuff. So, and I get some good images with that still. I've been heavy into film photography too, in particular instant film photography. So I've been doing all that stuff. So yeah, it's weird. I'm kind of scared about it. Like I'm not. I don't feel as like strongly about video games as I used to. I still feel strongly about games and can talk about them for hours, but yeah. So I'm definitely gonna try to do some more content on Lightsaber Samurai, try to get my passion back. It could also be that I'm just currently in like a slump, you know. So I just, it ebbs and flows, right? Like sometimes like you're really in your bag when it comes to that stuff, and then other times like you're just kind of taking a break from it. And it's good to take a break. It keeps things from, you know, becoming stale. But anyway, anybody have a favorite retro game that they would like to see remastered? Okay. Metal Gear Solid comes to mind for me also. This new Metal Gear collection that came out, I still don't think that the original Metal Gear Solid has been remastered. It's just the same old PlayStation. And don't get me wrong, PlayStation Metal Gear Solid is phenomenal. I go back and play it all the time also, but you know, I would like to see something akin to like the Twin Snakes on current gen hardware. And I would like to see like an actual remaster of one of my favorite games of all time. So yeah, that's definitely one. Most definitely a Freedom Fighters remaster. You're absolutely right. Zybalba put me on the Freedom Fighters like 15 years ago, and that game was phenomenal. I got it on the OG Xbox. Like I said, like it was ahead of its time and some of its mechanics, like its squad based mechanics and like its over the shoulder camera view and stuff like that. The controls, I feel like I remember the controls on that game being kind of wonky though, and so it'd be nice. I mean, it's a third person shooter for the most part. So it'd be nice to see Freedom Fighters or a sequel or something like come back with a more modern control scheme. Like, and that was like one of the only things it really needed. Like, it was a great game. Yeah, no, I love Freedom Fighters. And that's one that just never popped off. It was such a great game, and not a lot of people like played it. Absolute banger of a soundtrack, too. That's facts. Sorry, excuse me, I'm sniffling. Yeah, this cold is kicking my butt. And I hope you can't hear the heater, at least not too loud. But yeah, no, it's like I said, it's cold, cold. But again, I'm sure you guys, if you're in the United States, you're probably feeling it too. Most of the United States have been affected by this crazy weather we've been getting. And I'm just hoping for another snow day on Tuesday. But I think the system hit us a little bit too early. If the system had come a day late, or a day early, we would have had a 4-day weekend. For instance, if it was as cold as it was today, yesterday, we wouldn't have went to school yesterday. It would have been a snow day. Monday is set to be crazy cold, and then it starts warming up on Tuesday. So I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get Tuesday off. But if we had Monday's temperatures on Tuesday, no way we'd be going. So I went to the grocery store, got everything I need because I don't plan on leaving the house. So hey, speaking of Zybalba, Zybalba's in the house. What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. I'm just popping on real quick, testing, just bought some new equipment and things like that. So I'm just kind of testing it, kind of set up my room a little bit too. And so I'll have to show this in a video, but everything that you're seeing here is kind of locked into place. So I'm kind of building like a spot where I can just like come sit down and just turn everything on in a matter of about 30 seconds and just start making content. And so, yeah, but no, I really like this microphone. Yeah, definitely. If you guys, I don't know, I don't think it has like a name, but it's the Vivitar Creator Series USB mic. And these are at Walmart, and I can't remember how they're no more than 30 bucks. Like they're cheap. It's a cheap mic. So I didn't think it was going to sound that great, but I was telling some of my students like honestly with sound, you can get decent sound for not a lot of money. So you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to get good sound. Again, I'm watching the feed on my phone. I apologize for the lag too. The weather is brutal. And like I said, I'm hooked up, hardwired into my router, but it's still being weird. I probably honestly could stand with buying a new router too, honestly, because that one's a couple of years old now. So it's probably due for an upgrade. But yeah, no, this mic, it sounds pretty good. It's not like an Elgato or a Shure mic or Audio Technica or anything like that. But yeah, no, it does the job. And again, I like the fact that you can change the colors. That's like, I don't know, that's amazing to me. So rock purple for a little bit, but yeah, it's got the mute here. I can tap it to mute, tap to unmute. Like, no, yeah, it's a pretty solid microphone. Build quality, it feels okay. It's made with some hard plastics, but it feels sturdy, so I don't really care. But yeah, it is the truth. So I got this. Like I said, my camera. I don't use my A6400 that much anymore. Said, what did you say about me? I joined late. Oh no, I was just saying that when we went to the live stream, when we went to the swap meet in early December, I got footage from that, but I didn't get nearly as much footage as I wanted to. When I went with you the first time, that venue was small, so I was able to lap that place in like an hour. So I remember we went in an hour early on the VIP thing, and so I did that first, the VIP hour. I pretty much bought everything I wanted to buy, and I spent the whole rest of the time just filming stuff. And this time, the place was much bigger, and so it took me like most of the time to lap the place and shop. And so I feel like I didn't have enough time. I kept trying to pull out my camera here and there, but you know, I didn't want to accidentally drop it or leave it somewhere or something like that because I had two cameras on me. And so, yeah, I just like I didn't get the footage that I really wanted to get, that I set out to get. And so I can't make a video on it like I did the first time. And so I'm gonna do a live stream when the weather's better, so I got a better internet connection. But yeah, well, I'll play some of the clips from that, show people what we picked up and all of that stuff. But yeah, the internet right now is just too janky. I'm watching it hovering between. Sometimes I get 2 bars. Most of the time, it's sitting at one. So and it's pausing a lot. So again, I apologize for that. It's starting to snow here a little bit, but yeah. So yeah, that's all. That's all I was saying. We was kicking it out there. Had some good barbecue afterwards. Okay, and that's the great thing about Kansas City. Tons of like good barbecue places up there, so you can always get your eat on. But yep. Other than that, talking about games that I would love to see remastered. I talked about Metal Gear Solid. Okay, I don't know why they won't remaster that game. They did it with the Twin Snakes, and honestly, Twin Snakes got I didn't know that people didn't like the Twin Snakes. I thought the Twin Snakes was dope. As a kid, like, I love the cutscenes, the new cutscenes that they had in it, the new Easter eggs, like, seeing, the statues of Mario and Yoshi in Otacon's office and stuff like that. Like, I thought the Twin Snakes was dope, you know? His, new abilities did kinda screw up the gameplay, having the Sons of Liberty, and I got something to say about that in a second, but, being able to aim down the sights, obviously, that ruined the Ocelot boss battle, but, there is a theory that goes on, um if you remember playing Sons of Liberty, where Raiden is the star, he constantly tells Solid Snake like, "Oh yeah, I played that in the simulation." So Otacon or did you say you just picked up Metal Gear 3 Subsistence so I can have Metal Gear 2? Yeah, facts. Yeah, no, that's the way to do it. But yeah, no, I got Subsistence, and that was a great remaster. I think that that's still the definitive version, Metal Gear Solid Subsistence on the PlayStation 2. Same thing with or Substance, and then Subsistence, Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence on the PlayStation 2. Those are in my opinion, still the definitive versions. You got the HD collection that came out on the Vita, the 360 and the PS3, those were pretty good as well. But the PS3 versions, right? They had like 60 frames a second, and that's the biggest claim to fame. 60 frames a second, 1080p output. So definitely they looked phenomenal and ran phenomenal. But the PS2 versions, like Metal Gear Solid 2, the PS2 version had the Snake Tails, which I think the PS3 version had, but it also had the skateboarding mode, and that was cool. And I think that was taken out of the PS3 and Vita version. And then part three, you had the Ape Escape game where you play a Solid Snake tagging the apes, Ape Escape style, like so. And you can only get that on if you play the PlayStation 2 version. And of course, nowadays, trying to get the PS4 and Xbox Series remasters of those games, a lot of content was cut out because some of the footage that they used was under copyright, or not under copyright, but under license. And these games are 15 years old, so the license is expired. So it's not the same experience that you played in subtle ways like that. So no, me personally, I think the HD remasters on the PS3 and the Xbox 360, I think those are okay, but I still think the definitive way to play Metal Gear Solid 3 and 2 is playing Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance and Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, personally. Again, you lose that frame rate that actually I think part two still runs at the 60 frames, but I know subsistence runs at 30 frames a second. So you lose that, but that's about it. And the graphics aren't as good because they're not as sharp. But so yeah, I just played that yesterday, Ape Escape with Snake. Yeah, like, and I love the intro to that because they're like, "Oh yeah, Snake, you gotta catch these monkeys," and he's like, "What?" She gets Gabe to do that, shouting out Sam Fisher and Gabe Logan from Siphon Filter and Splinter Cell. So I thought that was cool. And he's like, "Isn't this just a monkey catching action?" Like, yeah, no, it's totally absurd and tongue in cheek, but yeah, no, it's fire. So definitely got to play that. But yeah, I would love to see. Like I said, I just feel like the remasters just didn't. I don't know, like, and that's just kind of the nature of the beast. The remaster, it's so long since the originals, so you lose some stuff in translation. But say, oh yeah, I didn't get that reference. Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's like, can you get Sam or Gabe to do it? Yeah, he's talking about Sam Fisher and Gabe Logan. So yeah, I bust out laughing when I heard that. I was like, oh, that's hilarious. So, but yeah. And then the PS2 version had that weird like mini game where you're like Snake cutting up those vampires or whatever with the sword, like you know what I'm talking about? If you get captured in the cell and then you say what I think you gotta save the game while you're in the cell. and then like when you load it up again after a while, like it'll start off in Snake's dream, and that's what he's dreaming about, like slashing up like zombie vampires with like a sword. Like it's pretty crazy. But I think they took that out. They took out all the weird like movies that they made using the in-game engine, all the funny videos. And I don't know if the persistence, I don't know if the multiplayer came back, but yeah. So, but yeah, no, I would love to see that. Koba says, "Love Twin Snakes 2 looks so good and progressive game." Yeah, facts. Yeah, and that's something a lot of people don't talk about. The GameCube, a lot of most of their games, especially most of their later games, came in 480p progressive scan. It still holds up, like the visuals. It looks really good. I was gonna tell you, Raiden tells Solid Snake like several times throughout the Sons of Liberty game. He's like, "Yeah, I remember that from the simulation." And there's a theory that Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, the reason why the gameplay is so much like Sons of Liberty and the move set is so much like Sons of Liberty and the cutscenes are different, it's because the Twin Snakes is Raiden playing the simulation. That's why Solid Snake is so acrobatic in the cutscenes, like how he's dodging bullets and all this stuff, like how Raiden dodges and things like being slightly different, not quite the same, but the same. Like, yeah, so Twin Snakes allegedly is supposed to be Raiden's playthrough of the Shadow Moses simulation. Kind of off topic, but I found Caroline in a lot and then found Job Simulator 4 at a random GameStop check in. Oh, dude, yeah. Job Simulator done shot up in Coraline. I don't know when that game got to like 130 bucks, but it did. It's not a good game, but the movie is phenomenal. I love Coraline. I want to get my girl that creepy Coraline doll, but she hates dolls. So, especially like the creepy ones like that, but I still want to buy it for her. The low key dolls kind of creep me out too. I don't want to be like waking up one night and it's like running across the room or something. Like not trying to do all that. But yeah, no, that's a good pickup. Yeah, dude. GameStop. I'm not sleeping on GameStop. Not until they stop selling physical games. If they go the Best Buy route and stop physical game sales, then I'll leave GameStop alone. But actually, they kind of trying to reverse course and they've been readopting retro games back in there. You can see PS2 games and PS3 games and 360 games in there now. I would like to see a Splashdown Rides Go Wild remaster. Oh yeah, I played that game on PS3 or PS2. I played it years ago because Metal Jesus always talks about that game is. And I seen the gameplay footage for it. It looked fun. So I'm like, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna give that a shot. And so but yeah, like I said, I'll be showing y'all gameplay footage of the games we're talking about, but my internet won't take it. Okay. It's barely keeping me and it's freezing periodically. Again, I apologize for that. The weather is not good right now. And if you're just joining me, I'm just on. Sam, what's up? I'm actually super sleepy. So we're at the 43-minute mark right now. I might hit an hour and then call it good, maybe. But yeah, I'm super sleepy and uh I'm just testing out the setup. I start school on Tuesday, unfortunately. So I needed a setup where I can just sit down in my chair, turn on my computer and just start making content because I still want to be consistent or more consistent on YouTube. Man, in a perfect world, I would get back to that 2020-2021 season I had where I was doing 4 videos a month, you know. So but anyway, I'm at my height, I was doing more than that. I was doing like 2 videos in a live stream every week. And I did that for almost like I did that for at least a few months solid. But last year I had something like 12 uploads last year, and that's abysmal. Like that's crazy. So even if it's just a live stream like this, I'm you still gonna have to see my face at least once a week. Okay, is what I wrote down. And I wrote down my New Year's resolutions. And that was one of them. Okay. I still gotta pump the brakes because I gotta focus on school first. But yeah, that would be stupid for GameStop to stop physical media, they are strengthened by Best Buy stopping. Yeah, no, yeah. And GameStop is so dumb. They'll see that as, oh, we got to copy what they're doing. Like, no, you don't. Yeah, once Best Buy stops, because I think Walmart is going to follow suit next. I think they will. But if the department stores stop selling physical games, GameStop is back in. They back on the map as long as they play their cards right. Oh, hey, Bernie's in the stream. What's going on, cuz? What's up? Ain't always working hard. Yeah, I'm always working hard. Yep, Antoine always working hard. I'm not it's not by choice. I would love to be lazy, but I don't know. I like buying stuff, so I gotta be out there working. But yeah, so again, I I got this set up. So I bought the Elgato Cam Link. I mentioned this already, but normally when I live stream USB, and that looks pretty good. But this, I gotta say, now that I'm using HDMI and I'm using the Cam Link, so it's still going into my computer via USB. But no, it's just the HDMI signal though. Like it's quite a bit sharper. Like it looks really good. It looks almost like it would if I were just recording it and then you watched it back later. So no, I'm happy with the results. I'm not happy with the fact that I keep freezing. But again, the weather here is like -10 degrees, so that's not great. But yeah, no, I feel you, Zybaba. I feel like GameStop is gonna try to copy because they try to keep up with people, and it's crazy. My CD trade post here in town, and that I feel like the powers that be, the bosses there, they're always trying to do what GameStop is doing. It's like, guys, you're not GameStop. Like, quit trying to copy off of them because your business model and their business model is not the same. So don't worry about what they're doing. Worry about what you're doing. And I feel like people lose sight of that and whatever. But so yeah, no, the physical and it does suck. I don't buy games at Best Buy usually, but I have got a couple of limited run games at Best Buy because you know they got the license. They can sell some of the limited run games at Best Buy, and so that sucks that they're not going to be around because that's the only way I'll buy a limited run game. I'm not waiting up, camping the website so I can put in the order when it comes out. I'm not doing all that. So I sold more DVDs, Blu-rays in the last couple of weeks than the last few months combined. And yeah, and the reason why a lot of yeah, be between um them stopping that and CD Trade Post in town, they won't even take Blu-rays they won't take Blu-rays and DVDs anymore for trade. And that's too bad because I feel like they about to stop doing that. And it's like I mean, right now they just got like a lot of movies, and so I feel like they trying to sell off a bunch of stuff before they take new stuff in. But if it takes them too long to do that, they're just gonna say, "Oh, well, videos are, physical movies aren't popping anymore, so let's just get out of that business." But sometimes I need a quick. I was just telling my girl tonight, I got a box somewhere that's got some of my DVDs in it. And we want to watch some Harry Potter movies, but I'm like, man, I could just go to Trade Post and just buy those for like $5 a piece. I mean, you could always take them for a penny, facts. And I told her, there's still a place like V Stock still takes all that stuff. So people hate vintage stock too, but you know what? Shout out to vintage stock too, because they're still filling that void. I mean, I go to vintage stock at least I used to go to vintage stock often and buy video games, but like I was saying before, now that you guys are here in the stream, Bernie and Zybaba, how do y'all feel? Like, are you guys like I'm losing my enthusiasm for video games, I feel like. In some ways I'm not, right? Because I'm teaching a video game concepts class at my middle school, and that's been going really well. But at the same time, like I don't come home like itching to play video games. Like not like I used to. And that's kind of sad. Like I remember like the good old days in my early 20s where I finally got my own place and like I would just sit and play video my I had a day off. I was playing video games 18 hours straight. Okay, just having a game-a-thon. I ain't did that in a minute. Yeah, as long as these streaming services keep taking stuff off. And that's another thing too, the streaming services increasing their prices. Uh yeah, nah. DVDs, like, they're about to come back because people are getting tired of that, and they're going to realize what retro gamers, what we've been realized for years, right? Like, if it's digital, you don't own it. You only own the game if you have it physically. And that's just the facts. Like I said, nah, ever since, and I was excited about digital back when the 360 first came out, and I bought it, and I bought a bunch of shows and stuff. Like, oh, this is cool. I could just go to list and click it. I ain't got to get up and find the DVD. And it's like, okay, I could get down on that. And then all of a sudden, I lost access to those shows because Microsoft lost the license or whatever the case. And it's like, okay, but I bought this though. Like, it should be mine, and it wasn't, so I'm not doing that anymore. Like, that's crazy. But now these people are understanding, like the Harry Potter movies, like, oh, I don't need to buy the Harry Potter movies. I can go on Netflix and watch them whenever. They took them off of Netflix. You can't watch the Harry Potter movies anymore unless you get them on like Vudu or something like that, and then you still got to pay for them digitally, and then they might be taken off someday. And it's like, damn, like, so you don't own it. They can take it from you whenever they want. You can't do anything about it, and they dang sure ain't giving you your money back. So no, if it's something you really care about, like a favorite movie or something like that, just buy it. Just buy it. I got a movie over here. Is it still over here? Yeah. Okay, just picked up Back to the Future trilogy not too long ago. And that was one of my favorite, like, movie series as a kid. And it was on streaming service. I don't know if it's still on streaming service, but it was. And then I think they took it off because I remember people being mad about that. But I mean, that was like $10. So like, why not? And now I don't have to worry about it. If I ever want to watch it, I can just go watch it. It's not a big deal. Yeah, you gotta have like 5 subscriptions to watch everything you want. That's facts. And the whole purpose of streaming services was that they were supposed to be cheaper than cable. And now that stuff is more expensive than cable ever was. Yeah, if you got them all, like, absolutely not. So you just gotta kind of pick and choose and see what you really want. Like, we got, what do we got? We got Netflix, or we got my girl's mom's Netflix. We got Hulu and we got Disney. And I think that's it. You know, I think we got Tubi because it's free. A shout out to Tubi. And I'm getting more time to myself with my kids growing up, so I'm gaming more than I have in years. I'm not really playing old stuff though. Pretty much things that are several years older on Game Pass. Yeah, yeah, no, that's facts. And yeah, yeah. Maybe if I got to a place, that's crazy because I ain't even got kids, but I just feel like I'd be having no time. But also, like I said, I got this photography hobby too, and it's more than just like I'd like really be out there. Like, I don't do as much video work as I used to, and I'm kind of sad about that. But I've been loving photography in particular because I've been doing so much instant film photography lately. Uh, I got to show y'all this. Y'all probably don't care because y'all play mostly, but I got. Okay, so this is one of the recent cameras I bought. Okay, this is a camera by a company called Mint, and this is their TL70. But yeah, it's a twin lens reflex camera, and that's super dope. Okay, pop the top. Okay, you look down through the top, and if you look in this box, you can see the world in this box. I don't know if I can. Can you see it? You see my light? It's looking up in my light. So I think that's super cool. But if you look in there, you can see the world in there. You see my hand, and so that's just a cool way to compose and look at pictures. And after you take the photo, you print them out. And so I got some prints here. Like, this is one of like the Crown Uptown that I took. I'm gonna put it in and try to focus it up. That's super hard to do, but yeah, so shot of the theater, and yeah, like, nah, it's I got no oops. That's too bad. I got no autofocus with this, so I almost wanna put my 90D back on the sticks just so I can get my autofocus back because I kinda don't like that. But anyway, yeah, it's cool, like, it prints instant film photos, and I got my book right here. So I got this little book, and I just been it's just full of just instant photos, like, I've been taking with my instant film cameras, and that's just I've been having, like, getting so much joy out of that, and I really been putting video games on the back burner for, like, my photography and stuff, but yeah, like, nah, it's dope, like and that's part of it too, like, I got another hobby besides video games. In my 20s, I was hardcore into, like, martial arts in my 20s, okay? I was out there doing MMA and stuff, like but still, I doing that, I still have plenty of time to play video games, like, I don't know. See, in terms of this generation, it's been strange, man, not just because of the pandemic screwing everything up, but also how there's still cross-gen games being released to this day. Yeah, and the reason why is because they, like, hesitated to jump into the 9th generation. Had they gone all in on PS5 and Series X, but the problem is you especially in the case of the PS5, for the longest time, you couldn't even get one for, like, the first 2 years. You couldn't even get a PS5. So, it's like they had to keep making current gen, for the PS4 because nobody had the PS5, like, there was such a low adoption rate, the sales woulda sucked. And I think we're at the point now where the PS5 is more accessible. I've been waiting because I know the PS5 Pro is coming, or at least the PS5 Slim, because I don't know, the PS5 looks okay, but I really don't like the design. It's too big and bulky, and so, yeah, I need a smaller PS5 that looks cooler. But I saw today they just announced a new Halo game. Okay, new Halo game coming out, so hopefully 343 can get back on the map. Halo games fell off in the last couple of years. Nice, man. Yeah, I understand we all get side hobbies that change. I like selling video games and using knowledge of video games to make money now. Yeah, that's facts. Like, now you've been doing really well with that. Made me want to get in that. But, but yeah, the video game market honestly here is not great. Like, I'd have to be out there sniping, Cat Goniac style. I said his name backwards. Gat Cognac, not Cat Cognac. Sorry, man. I'm sleepy out here. Again, it's 1 a.m. almost. This we're outside of my wheelhouse. I ain't been up this late in a long time. Congrats on doing the photography though. Looks super awesome. And it's good to have hobbies like that. Yeah, man. Nah, it's crazy. I got into photography because of the YouTube channel, but I stayed with photography because, well, like I said, I bought the camera, bought my T5i is what I originally had because I made the video response to Metal Jesus Rocks and on my phone that was 4 years old at the time, and the video image was bad. So I'm like, damn, I need to learn how to use a camera. So I started watching YouTube videos about how to use a camera, start watching, looking at suggestions for cheap cameras in my price range, found a T5i at a pawn shop, still didn't have the money for it. I had to put it on layaway and eventually got it out. And then I learned about the 50-50 rule from a guy called D for Darius. And he said 50% of the time you watch YouTube videos and all that. The other 50% of the time you out there shooting, practicing, applying it. Like you want to learn how to shoot slow-mo. Here's how to shoot slow-mo. Now go out, make a slow-mo bit. And I was doing that and did that with the photography too. And then I started getting really hooked on the photography. And then it was my older brother's birthday. And so I took my camera. I was like, yeah, man, let me take some photos. And I met this guy that one of his friends, and we was kicking. He was a super nice guy. And I took some pictures of him. And then he left the party that night to go home and passed away in a car crash. He died that night. My brother's birthday party on his way home, and it was crazy because, like, this man had kids and all that, and so it occurred to me that I was the last photos he took alive, like, I took his final photos that night, not even knowing it, and that was crazy to me. And so it was just like, man, like, photography is that powerful. Like, I captured this man's last moments and had no clue that that's what it was. And so I really started to take photography a lot more serious after that, as a means to document, like, the human experience. And so yeah, no, that's why I'm so into photography now. But I definitely want to transform the movies. I got some ideas for some short films. I've been kind of writing a script for one right now, and plus at school we make videos that our school watches. We've been making like a show. I've been trying to get my kids motivated. I got a few really good kids in that first hour, but some of them just ain't trying to do the work, and it's unfortunate. But so that's crazy. I didn't know that. Yeah, you never know when the last time is gonna be. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, no, it's wild. It's wild. That had me so shook. Say, yeah, sourcing here is locally is tough. I have to find some other places that are a bit of a driver online. And yeah, and I don't mind driving. Like I love to drive to find cameras. Like this camera, this camera goes for like $400 online, and she sold it for 150 because she thought it was broken. She just had the settings messed up. And so I took the chance because it was in an auction and nobody else was biting. Like I was like, you know what? There's a local camera shop in town. I said, if I can get the camera, I bet you I can get the guy to fix it. And I'd buy the camera for 150 bucks. I spend another $80 fixing it, and I'm still getting it for around half price or a little, about 40% off. So it was like, yeah. And then turns out I didn't even have to do that. The camera worked fine once I figured out like how to use it, and it's been great. So yeah, I like finding deals like that. Uh this camera, somebody was selling it. I drove to where did I drive to get this camera? I drove to Art City to get this camera. So that was about an hour drive. But digicams from the 2000s were getting really popular uh, in 2023 because people like to shoot film photography. I've since crossed over to film, but film is expensive and time consuming because back in the day, you can just take it to any Walgreens or whatever to get it developed. You can scan it yourself to save money, but it really wasn't that expensive to develop it and scan it and all that. And now film is expensive because not a lot of people do it, so not a lot of people make the film. But these old digital cameras, like you can get a film look out of these cameras. So a lot of these cameras blew up last year. Like so, this camera usually goes for like 150 online, and I think I paid what did I pay for that camera. I paid like $50 for it, and then this one this little guy here, he be going for like 300. They be trying to sell him for like 250, 300. There was a guy in Oklahoma selling him for $20. So I drove to Oklahoma to go grab him. And yeah, it's crazy. So and it works great. And the pictures actually I really do like the pictures. This camera, this is my most used camera in 2023. I have to talk about that on my photography channel because I'm doing a video now about my favorite photos taken throughout the year, and I took my favorite photo on this camera. Favorite photo. So I loved it so much I printed it. And it's crazy because like a camera like this just sits in your pocket. You turn it on real quick, bam, it extends, and I'm ready to take the photo. And I just bam, I capture the moment, and that's it. Real quick. Let me show again. I know this is not a camera channel, but so I like this picture so much that I printed it, and I was sitting at a traffic stop waiting for the light to change, and it was sundown, and the sky was looking dope. This was in the summer, and I seen there was a plane going by in the sky, and this little camera was the only one I had. I took it out and pointed it through the windshield. Bam! Snapped the photo real quick, and this is while I'm waiting for the light to turn green, and that was the photo right there. plane out there in the sky. I'm gonna bring it a little closer and focus in on it. But yeah, took that on that little ass camera, and that was my favorite photo. One of my favorite photos of 2024 or 2023. And so, as a photographer, it's nice to have like a little camera like that because I take pictures like every day now, several pictures every day, and that's how you get better by taking pictures. So, and you don't have to have an expensive camera. People try to make this camera expensive, but you know, it's like when people try to sell a video game for super exuberant prices, like Def Jam, for instance, Def Jam Fight for New York. I don't know why that game is that price. That game sold a million copies. Okay. The copies are out there. So don't pay that price. Be patient and try to catch it on the low. It's like that camera. Like there's too many of those cameras out there for them to be selling it for that price. So I can't believe the amount of people that buy games on Amazon. That's crazy. That is crazy. Buying games on Amazon is just wild. Okay. Nah, yeah, it's wild. People really do be on there, but that's people that just don't know any better. That's just like, "Oh, I'll just get it there, whatever." People like the speed of Amazon. Okay. You get things quickly. Amazon does, as far as the delivery and all that stuff, it's better than eBay. Okay. I've had very few bad experiences with eBay, but I trust Amazon more, especially when I bought this camera, like I was sweating, like hoping it would come in one piece and, you know, hoping they would deliver it correctly. I told them to leave it in my lockbox and all that. And so you never know. But so yeah, the buying experience on Amazon I do like better. But yeah, you're right. Like you can take that stuff on eBay and just sell it on Amazon at a profit. It's crazy. Crazy. I have a picture on my mantle that a friend took of some scenery in Alaska and it was a metal print. Oh yeah, dude, I'd love to do a metal print someday. And I don't know which picture. Like I'm thinking, I took a picture of the keeper like some years back. Actually, last time we had a snowstorm, I took a really cool picture of the keeper. I don't know if I can find it, but yeah, that's probably like the one I want to get like the big print of, so I can just post that up. See in stock photos on anything Amazon or eBay is always a red flag. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, you just got that stock photo with the white background. It's like, bro, like, do you even have the camera or you even have the item or whatever? Like that's yeah. But people really be falling for it still though. Like, I don't know how you see that and think you're just gonna buy that and everything's gonna be fine. Like, no, you're gonna get ripped. Like, but yeah, people really be out there doing that goofy stuff. I'm like, all right. Or when you see it on like Facebook, it's like you're buying something local. This guy says he's like it's like 2 miles away from you, and then the photo's a stock photo. It's like, come on now. Like, really? But as long as people keep falling for it, they're gonna keep doing it. Yeah, it's so deep in here. I don't know. But yeah, I was trying to think of another game. I remember I used to say I wanted San Andreas remastered, and now that it's remastered, I'm like, damn. Yeah, Rockstar got lazy with that. They was just trying to print money. And it's like, man, like it's just y'all could have did so much better. So much better. Okay. Treat that remaster like Grand Theft Auto 6, okay? So speaking of Grand Theft Auto, I need to get back on Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't like I said, I don't play anything that much anymore. What's one purchase you got ripped off from? Let's see. Probably I bought a copy of a game called Rival Schools back in the day. And luckily at the time Rival Schools was only like 30 bucks. And so I bought that. I got ripped on that. Dude never sent that shit. Or he sent it, but it was like something completely different. And I'm like, "Bro, this is not the game. Like, what are you doing?" Like, and then he tried to ghost me or whatever, and I got eBay involved, but I still never got compensated. It was terrible. I left eBay alone for a long time after that. So I'm like, man, like, what if that was a big ticket item that I bought and it just never showed up? I would have been so mad. Yeah, I don't know where that picture's at, but that's okay. But yeah, no, that was upsetting. But yeah, it's just I don't know. You always gotta take that risk. It sucks, especially like with people porch pirating and everything else. It's like, man, that luckily has never happened to me. I don't want it to happen to me. Okay. Somebody run up on me like, dude, the violation is real. All right, I gotta put that picture back real quick. I'm seeing it in frame here, and it's like it's messing with me. I can't. But yeah, and I also tell people to take pictures, like print your stuff too. Like I was telling my kids about that, about New Year's resolutions, and so um I tried to write all of every resolution I had. I tried to write it down this year because you know those people that's like, oh, I'm about to start a business this year and I'm about to make a bunch of money and I'm speaking it into existence. I'm speaking it as like, okay, you just declare stuff without a plan. Like any declaration without a plan is just a wish. Like I also wish I was rich and this and that as well. And I was telling my kids, like, okay, like, so you got a resolution. They say stuff like, oh, I'm going to get better grades. Well, okay, how you going to do that? I don't know. I don't know. It's like, okay, so try to write it down. Like, look, declaring something is great. Okay, it is, but you got to write it down because it's just an idea at that point. But once you write it down, I told the kids now you've brought it into the physical world. Like it's one step closer to reality because you wrote it down. Now it's real. Now you're holding this physical piece of paper that you can look at for reference and you can touch it, you can see it, you can taste it, blah 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 blah. So it's so important to write down goals and write down anything that's important and make it physical because now you've turned it from an idea to reality. Like like I said, brought it into the realm. Like, and that's so important. And so that's what we were working on at school. And so they had to write down all their resolutions and all that stuff. So watching that interview with Sam Witwer and Katie Sackhoff, they talked about teachers inspiring them, and it made me think of the good work you are doing. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. 'Cause, like, I don't know, my goal is I'm trying to be the teacher that I wish I had, and don't get me wrong, I had some good teachers, but for the longest time, especially when it comes to middle school, I used to tell people all the time, I was bad in middle school. I was oh, man, I was getting in trouble and then I got to thinking, like, now that I'm teaching middle school and I'm seeing a lot of the reactions between students and teachers very similar to reactions, interactions, sorry, that I've had between teachers and myself. And I'm like, man, I wasn't a bad kid. Like, my teachers just sucked. Like, I wasn't a bad I was and I really thought about it, like, man, in middle school, I was pretty chill for the most part. I feel like people tried to mess with me and I had a short temper. So, like, if you try to pick on me or whatever, then, like, we have to box. But, like, I never talked back to teachers, okay? I never threw stuff, okay? I never tried to hit a teacher. None of that. I was never rude to teachers, like, I was if somebody messed with me, then I'm messing with you, but that was it. Like, it's crazy. When it came to my teachers, I was usually quiet. Sometimes I'd be talking just because I talk, but again, I never talked back to my teachers. Teacher told me to do something, I would comply. Like, I was not a bad kid. Like, sometimes I would talk back to teachers, like a couple of times it happened. I had this one teacher, I can't remember her name now. She was my 6th grade math teacher. She was a I ain't even gonna say it, but she was really rude and unreasonable. She was really rude, and I feel like she was racist. Like, I'm not just saying that. Like, she was really racist. Okay, she used to talk about my spongy hair. Okay, and like I don't know, she used to, like, talk about it in a negative way. I'm like, "Man, like, nah, you suck." Like, I'm thinking about it back now, like, no, I just had some really bad teachers, and I see it at my school too. Like, I see some teachers that really just need to go. And so, yeah, but it's not, I don't know, the teaching thing is not been that hard. The hardest thing about teaching is the paperwork. Like, I woke up this morning and graded papers for like 2 hours. That was whack. Like, I'm not trying to do all that. But when it comes to just being in the classroom, like, and making my kids behave and all that stuff, like, usually, like, for the most part, it's easy. And part of it might be because I'm a guy, right? Like, 80%, 80 to 85% of teachers are white females. And so if you're dealing with, older teenage boys or whatever the case, then it might be a little dicey, but because a lot of teachers, especially teachers in my hallway, they'll send bad kids to my room, and that's fine. That's whatever. I put them to work doing something, and then it's cool. Like, but like, I don't know. 7 years I worked there. I've had two kids try to swing on me, and I don't know. I just like I'm not gonna box a kid, and I tell the kids that. But one kid, I gave one kid, he swung on me. I picked him up and I cradled him like a baby for like 30 seconds. I put his head on my bosom. He was so mad. He was so mad. That boy wanted to kill me. And he couldn't, like, he's just so bad. And then what the other kid, like, I don't know, like, I made him hold my hand. Like, like, it's just, I don't know. Even if you're trying to hit me, like, I'm gonna treat you like a child because you're a child. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, kids just gotta learn. Like, you still a kid. Like, chill out. Like, it's not. I tell the kids, I told my eighth graders the other day, stay in a child's place because it's safe there. Okay, in a child's place, like, we can be goofy and we can play, and we can have be friendly. We can't be friends because I'm a grown man, but we can be friendly. Okay, and if you mess up, you can fix it, and I'll be patient and give you grace and all that. But I told him, like, if you talking to me like you an adult, now I gotta talk to you like you an adult. And the difference is I'm actually an adult. So when I get on your head, don't start crying. You can't be a kid no more because you came at me like an adult. So now we adults talking, and I'm gonna show you how we handle business, and that's it. But I always tell them, like, but we can avoid any unpleasantness. Just be chill and be still. That's all I tell my kids all the time. Just be chill and be still. That's all you gotta do. And we can keep it on the level. Okay. School doesn't have to be, as a lot of kids' home life suck enough as it is. You don't need to come to school and have your life at school suck also. A lot of parents yell at their kids as it is. A lot of teachers yell at their kids. My all my kids know I don't raise my voice. I don't have a loud voice. I don't like to raise it. I carry a whistle. Them kids don't want to catch a fade. And like I said, even like if it came to that, I'm not boxing with a kid. I'm gonna let you know how much of a child you are by sunning you. Like, if we, like I said, I be telling kids all the time, you're not stronger than me. Like, if I want to lift you up and take you outside, like, you going outside. I be telling them, like, oh, if I get in the kid, like, hey, go to the office. I ain't going to the office. Blah 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 blah. It's like you yelling in my room, cussing them. I'm like, yeah, bro, go to that office. And it's like, okay, you can walk to the office or be taken to the office. You're not stronger than me. So if I want you to go to the office, you're gonna end up in that office. Like, I tell the kids, make choice. Tell them wake up with two things every day. That's a chance and a choice. Okay. So how things work out largely, I tell the kids, you got more power over your what happens to you more than you think, more agency than you think. And at that age, you don't feel like you do, you know. But yeah, I tell them it's not worth all that. Okay, we're not trying to do all that. But anyway, man, I'm just kind of rambling, man. Y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about games wise or anything like that? Cause I'm about to fall asleep on this live stream. Okay. Thanks for being an awesome teacher. Man, I'm trying again. Like, I appreciate it. Like, I appreciate it. It's just I don't know. Like, just it's easy just to be patient. Like, the biggest thing here's the biggest thing that teachers like be flipping out like so teachers will have their expectations. I be having expectations all the time, and the kids don't be following it most of the time. Or most of the time, I gotta tell them a couple of times. But the thing is, teachers will get in a situation like that, and then especially you got sixth grade boys, and they'll get mad that sixth grade boys are doing sixth grade boy things. And it's like, why are you mad at that? Like, obviously, if we walking down the hall, okay, and they walk through a door, what they gonna do? They gonna jump up and touch it. You ain't gotta be like, I told you to stay in line and walk quietly and blah blah blah. You ain't gotta do all that. You already knew the kid was gonna do that. Why? Because that's what kids do. Okay. Everything that was hanging low enough for me to jump, I would jump up and touch it just cause. I don't even know why I did it. Maybe it was to show the kids I had hops. I don't know. Okay. But it's just that's just sixth grade boy stuff. Like you just gonna jump up and touch stuff. If you walk past some lockers, you might do this and make some noise on the lockers. Like you can like and don't get me wrong, I don't say nothing, but like, hey guys, calm down, chill out. And then I keep it moving. I turn around and I keep it moving. But I'm not like, hey, didn't I tell y'all to walk in line and blah 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 blah. I'm not doing all that. I'm not. And so I feel like a lot of teachers like expect the kids to be perfectly obedient and I'll be going to, our in-service days where it's just the teachers. The teacher be up there speaking, we be out there. I see teachers sitting there on their phones and looking at emails and stuff. While the kids decided to see teachers with earbuds in and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. So it's like if we can't be perfect, like you know what I'm saying? If we can't do it, why we gotta expect the kids to do it? I don't know. Like I said, we still gotta hold them accountable because they still gotta learn, but they are learning. So you can be patient and give them that grace. So it means to be in a child's place and you treat them like a child, not by ordering them around, but by, you know, you just got to curb your expectations. So, hey, people pray to watch people's, hey, people pay to watch people sleep might be a new income stream. Facts. Okay. I'll sleep barefoot so y'all can look at my feet while I'm sleeping. Okay. Whatever it is you people on Reddit do. Okay. But yeah, y'all, I'm extremely tired, so I'm gonna hop off. I was not expecting to be on for an hour and 23 minutes. Okay. I just wanted to get on and sleep. But like I said, I think this is gonna work for us. And also it had been a week since I've been on, so I told myself once a week, even if it's just getting on the live stream. I'll be filming some videos tomorrow because again, starting next week, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. It's about to be rough. It's about to be a rough couple of months coming up. Um, yeah, because I got a lot going on at school and then starting this. I'm only taking 2 classes this semester. Okay, I'm gonna save being a full time student for the summer. Okay, I should have did this back in the early 2000s when I was actually a kid, but I don't know. I got the effing around. My job was paying well, so I'm like, oh, I don't need to do school right now. I can go back later. And then I just never did. I should have went back in 2020 when the pandemic hit, and I was getting. We had been on lockdown, and that school year after spring break, we never came back. The school year ended after spring break, so I had all that time, and I was getting paid through the PPP stuff because that part of it was the loan and then part of it was they were paying people who couldn't work because their job relied on you know physical contact like schools like kids couldn't be in school. This is before they got everybody iPads and did the Zoom thing. But yeah, I should have went back. I was just at home. I got really into my photography though, and I was running around. I was making, and that's when I was making all them YouTube videos. But I should have went back to school and got it knocked out then, and I'd be chilling now. But I appreciate you guys. If you like this content, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. I don't remember what else I used to say because it's been a while. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. But any questions, comments, concerns, threats, put them in the live stream or in the live stream, put them in the comments section. I'm Lightsaber Samurai. Until next time, peace out.